KT7 up here. Today, I will review and showcase Fang from FF13, the only new unit from this collaboration rerun. If you want to learn about the upgrades of the returning units, check out the link at the corner. Fang is a unit with good accuracy, can seal physical barrier breaks, and has a new mechanic where she can damage the surrounding units of the target. Let's see what her kit has to offer. These are the items we will go over today. Let's get started. Fang is a 90 cost spear unit in the lightning element. Her sub-jobs are High Dragoon and Operative. Her TMR is an accessory. The stats are HP 268, Defense 10, Accuracy 10, and Crit Rate 8. The ability is a cross-shape group buff, give the group nullify target CT up upon hit for 3 turns. A TMR with a very niche ability. Could be good in some situation. Her stats are not bad. Her attack is at 420, which is within the top 15. Agility at 58. And her luck is at 184, which is on the higher side. She can equip spear, cloths, and hats. Her attack type resistances are 20 to slash, 10 to missile, 10 to magic, neutral to pierce, and has a minus 10 to strike. These are okay, but having minus 10 to strike could be a problem. Her ailment resistances are 10 to slow, 50 to immobilize, and 50 to stun. She is a 50 faith unit, but I still recommend giving her some resistance to sleep and berserk. Next up, her master ability and 140 upgrades. Besides the typical lightning element buff, she also gets pierce penetration 10 and AP consumption down 15%. She is the first unit that has pierce penetration, but it is only 10. My Fang is still at level 89. But her 140 upgrades give her 20 accuracy, 15 AoE resistance. Also upgrade to her job level 25 attack to include a plus 30% hit rate. And recover 30% of her max HP if she KOs an enemy with that ability. Moving on to her new equipments. First, her spear. The general ability is pierce attack 15. And for Fang only, accuracy 15, and physical damage up 15% when her HP is below 20%. She has courage in her main kit, so this could be useful. I recommend building 1 assault and 1 aim for her. The second item is Hope's Scarf from Trials of Reckoning. The general ability is dark and missile resistance 10. And for all FF13 units, Man-Eater 15. Also, blind, charm and stop resistance 50. The new third item, Chocobo Chick, is also from Trials of Reckoning. The general ability is crit damage resistance 10. And for Fang, attack up 30% and AoE resistance 10. This is the most AoE resistance she can get from equipments. But I think the survival vest is a better option. Now let's go over her main job support and reaction ability. She only has 1 support ability. It gives her 15 pierce attack and increase her physical damage by 15% when her HP is above 80%. If you give her the new spear, the 15% physical damage increase would be active when her HP is above 80% or below 20%. The reaction ability she has is Guard. 20% chance to take 30% less damage. Next, her LB, it is a sequential ability. The first part is a unit attack and has a range of 4. Before damage, increase Fang's defense penetration by 40 for 3 turns. Then deals large damage. Also increase the damage modifier if the target has defense up active. The second part of her LB damages the units that are around the target. The range is 2, and range height of 1. The surrounding units will take 80% of the damage dealt to the target. It will friendly fire, and the damage calculation is based solely on the unit that Fang is targeting. The damage bypasses physical barrier and all type of resistances. Their defense stat, AoE and unit resistance do not apply. The AI is smart enough to not use her LB if there are allies in range. Also, it would go for max damage, which means she will attack the unit in the middle, even though that unit might not have any hate, and standing next to a tank. This is a very good way to bypass many of the current damage mitigation mechanics. I am sure we will see this again in the upcoming units very soon. Moving over to her buffing abilities. The highest priority buff is a cross-shaped group buff, and the effects last for 4 turns. Giving the group, attack up 40%, agility up 25%, and unit resistance 25. And for herself, a 7,500 HP physical shield, and increase her reaction block rate by 50 for 4 turns. This is a 4-turn, 25 units resistance group buff, and plus a physical HP barrier for herself. A very good ability. Her second highest priority buff is her courage buff. Gives her courage, and recover 20 AP. If you have another group buff turned on for her, she will use that first. Let's move on to her attacks. The first one on the list is a unit attack and has a range of 3 in a straight line. Before damage lower target's defense by 80% and breaks physical barrier. Then deals damage large, it also has the piercing effect. 80% defense in peril is great for tank busting. But this is more on the gimmicky side. The only use case is when she, or a teammate has been hit by a defense penetration in peril. This ability would be a lot more impactful if it was an AoE or has better range. The second attack on the list is a cross-shaped AoE, and has huge range, up to 6. Deals medium damage and ceiling physical barrier breaks for 3 turns. Since this is her highest range attack, the AI often starts off with this ability. Barrier break ceiling is very handy for her and her best teammates. And this is the only AoE attack she has in her main kit. The third attack is her low AP ability. Has a range of 2 in a straight line. Deals small damage, has the piercing effect, and absorb 100% of the damage done. Recover some HP while taking out an enemy, that's pretty good. The last attack on the list is her job level 25 ability. It is a select 2 and has a range of 4. Before damage, lower target's pierce resistance by 25 for 3 turns, and give Fang a plus 30% hit rate. Then deals damage medium. And recover 30% of her max HP if she KOs a target. This is one way to deal with high pierce resistance enemies. That's all for her main kit. Next, her sub jobs. The first ability of her main sub is a straight line, piercing unit attack with a range of 2. Deals medium damage and has 25% chance to inflict slow. Also lower target's type chain resistance by 40 if slow landed. The second sub ability is Potion. A cross-shaped instant heal around self. Recover 40% of HP for surrounding allies. Her main job sub is pretty good, slow, type chain in peril, and an instant heal. Next, Hydreigoon. The support abilities are Hydreigoon Lore and Hydreigoon Focus. Hydreigoon Lore gives her 24% attack and 40 defense penetration. This is the only source of defense penetration she gets from her kit. Hydreigoon Focus gives her 12% agility and 12 strike resistance. The reaction ability is Preemptive Piercer. 30% chance to preemptive counter. The two notable abilities from Hydreigoon are Spineworm's Blessing and Stunning Lance. Spineworm's Blessing can lower target's pierce resistance 15 upon hit. This in peril stacks with her main job level 25 ability. Stunning Lance is an other AoE attack and has 25% chance to stun the enemies. Moving on to Operative. The support abilities are Operative Intuition and Operative Dual Wielding. Operative Intuition gives her +1 move and hate down 3. Operative Dual Wielding gives her 12 evasion and acquired AP up 40. Since her luck is on the higher side, a semi-evade build could be possible if she gets a luck VC. The reaction ability is Predictive Counter. Both of her sub-job reactions are not that useful, I would stick to guard from her main job. The two notable abilities are Toxic Assault and Subterfuge. She does not have Shadow Dance. I think her main job sub and Hydreigoon are both useful. Operative does not offer much at the moment. Now let's look at her vision card, Bahamut's Chosen. A 60 cost VC that supports Sword Knight, Axe, Spear and Glove. The stats are HP 346, Attack 161 and Agility 2. The party abilities are Physical Man-Eater 30, Reaction Block Rate 32, and Accuracy 25. The bestowed effects are Attack 10% and AoE Resistance 10. The Hollow Party ability supports Guild Battle. It reduces AoE magic damage based on size, up to 12. The VC Mastery are Lightning Attack 2 and acquired AP up 5% in Guild Battle. This VC is very good. Accuracy for 4 weapon types, plus 30 Physical Man-Eater are great. And it has 10 AoE resistance from bestowed. The magic damage reduction for Guild Battle is also very strong. This is a great vision card for Spear Team and Mono Earth. Next up, equipments, Espers, and Truststones. Her new spear gives her 20 initial AP, but I like the Dragon Whisker more. It has a bit more accuracy, and has AoE resistance in peril when her HP is below 60%. which can work with her courage and stunning lance. In the second slot, I like the survival vest the most. The Chocobo Chick is also a good choice should you want more AoE resistance. In the TMR slot, agility is always good. For her Espers, Ultras and Dark Tetra are the best. Titan has pierce attack and accuracy, it is also a good choice. All other physical-based Espers can work. Finally, her Truststones. On the left, I like the Vital set the most, giving her more HP and elemental resistance. On the right, agility is my choice. Aim is also a good choice, she can easily reach above 130 accuracy with the right setup. Be sure to give her healing power up. Next up, sample teams. The first team I have is Mono Lightning with Astrius and Oelde. All 3 units have barrier and she can protect them. Fang is on High Dragoon sub with High Dragoon lore and her main job supportability and main job reaction. The VCs are the typical lightning cards. With the Ultras Esper, Fang's defense penetration is at 83 to start, and will be over 100 after she uses her LB. Her pierce penetration is only at 20. With this team, Fang functions similarly to Vivi on a Black Mage team. She stays in the back during the first few turns. Then attack with her long-range barrier break ceiling, or goes in for the LB. Both of her AoE and unit attack resistance are above 40 to start. Combined with her HP barrier and barrier break ceiling, she can last for a while in a fight and dish out some good damage. The second team I have prepared is a full spear team with Oelde and Wind Veritas. Fang is on High Dragoon sub and both High Dragoon support abilities. With High Dragoon focus, her agility can reach above 120. All 3 units are great bruisers with barriers, and Fang can protect them. She and Oelde can imperil pierce resistance, and Veritas can lower AoE resistance. Her defense pen is still above 100. Both AoE and unit resistance are still above 40. Spear team is quite strong, but I think it is still missing a main carry. Spineworm's Blessing will come in handy in this setup. She might miss out on her courage, but I think it is a good trade-off. Fang is designed to fit on a full spear team. Let's look at the spear group's VCs before my final thoughts. Not much has changed since Oelde. The only addition is the 18% agility card, Trove of Knowledge, that's currently featured in Global. Like I have just said earlier, the spear group is ready VC-wise, but still they need a hyper carry unit for it to take off. Now my final thoughts on Fang. She is a decent, above average unit that can deal good damage. She has great survivability with her courage, damage absorb, HP barrier and barrier break ceiling. Her LB can bypass all resistances and current damage mitigation mechanics. She can break physical barriers, has a 80% defense in peril, and a 25 pierce resistance in peril from her main kit. Her accuracy is also above average, can help to deal with semi-evasion teams. However, the unit feels unnecessary for Mono Lightning. We already have many great bruisers. In a team with Astrius and Oelde, I am not sure if she is a better option than Raph. On a full spear setup is where she can shine. She feels like a much better version of Gernsback. With her high agility build and pierce resistance and peril, she works really well. Like I have mentioned, Spear is still waiting for a true carry. So at the moment, I don't recommend pulling for her. We might be getting Folk really soon on JP, I would suggest to wait and see what he has to offer first before spending this on Fang. Her VC, however, is a good investment, I highly recommend it. Especially for Spear and Earth players. Before sample matches, I want to show how her LB targeting works. Dario has hate, but Fang still targeted Glacy with a unit attack. That's because by targeting the unit standing in the middle deals the most total damage. Alright, let's go to some sample matches. The first match of the day is Full Spirit going up against Mono Ice. Don't mind my funny VC setup, was going for more arena points. Fang's first action, her group buff. For 4 turns attack up 40%, agility up 25% and 25 unit resistance up for the group. For herself, a 7.5k HP physical barrier and reaction block rate 50 for 4 turns. If there are no surprise units, Ashen Odoa will be next. Fang's second action, Spineworm's Blessing from High Dragoon. Grants the group 15 pierce resistance and peril upon hit for 3 turns. Restore 20 AP, and increase 25 unit resistance for self. The unit resistance does not stack with her first buff. This is a great buff for a full spear team. Fang's first attack, her long-range physical barrier sealing ability. Cross-shape AoE, medium damage, and seal targets physical barrier breaks for 3 turns. They are lowering my pierce resistance with every attack. Oelde's LB will imperil my pierce resistance twice. This is her job level 25 attack. Select 2, lower target's pierce resistance by 25 for 3 turns, give herself a plus 30% hit rate. Then deals medium damage, and recover 30% of max HP if target is KO'd. Stunning Lance from High Dragoon. Medium damage to the group, and 25% chance to inflict stun. With the constant pierce resistance and peril, my pierce resistance means nothing. Her damage output and survivability are pretty good. The second match of the day is Mono Lightning against Mono Light. Fang's first move, AoE buff. Since this ability already has unit resistance 25 and agility up 25%, Astrius will not use his group buff on her. And avoid double buffing. TMR Haste from Fang. Astrius is using his courage buff on his second turn instead of using his group buff again. This is her physical barrier sealing ability. Do you guys think there will be a surprise 4th year anniversary unit? Or they will keep their words and celebrate in April? Fang is using her LB. Increase her defense penetration by 40 for 3 turns. Deals large damage, and increase the damage modifier if target has defense up active. Then the second part of her LB. Deals 80% of the damage to the units surrounding the target. She lapped my team and went for her 80% defense and peril attack to finish off Bartz. This is her low AP attack. Small damage, has the piercing effect, and absorb 100% of damage. The last match of the day is Mono Wind against Mono Lightning. I will feature 140 Fang with the next Spear unit. Hopefully it will happen before her banner goes away on Global. That's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.